all questions until the dedicated question and answer period at the end. And yes, we will have a question period. So if you have a question on something we said or something we're showing, just jot it down and save it for the very end. Please also be mindful of everyone else on the call with your questions. So if it's something that's very specific or individual for you, you can reach out to us after the webinar and we'd be more than happy to help you out. And if you experience any technical issues with sound or video, please let us know in the chat right away and we'll do our best to assist. The chat should be available to you. So though today we are online for this webinar, we are gathered on the traditional lands of the Indigenous peoples within Treaty 6 and Métis Region 4 territories. This acknowledgement is not just a mere recognition of the geographical location, but a commitment to fostering a stronger, more inclusive, and mutually supportive business community for all. The Fort Saskatchewan and Lamont County Regional Chamber of Commerce is happy to support and uplift the Indigenous communities and businesses within Treaty 6 and Métis Region 4 territories and beyond. We recognize that economic empowerment is vital to self-determination, and we strive to create a future where all voices are heard, all cultures are celebrated, and all businesses have the opportunity to thrive in this region. So, as many of you know, our Chamber of Commerce went through an incredibly transformative year last year. The Chamber you know today in January 2026 is not the same Chamber of January 2025. We have, for example, a new name. That's kind of the first thing people notice. So we're not just the Fort Saskatchewan Chamber of Commerce anymore. We are the Fort Saskatchewan and Lamont County Regional Chamber of Commerce. So it's a little bit longer, but there's a reason for that. We actually amalgamated a new region. We now have Lamont County that's part of our official region. So that's actually why we had to change our name. So we kind of have a bit of a new brand that we're working with, but there's a lot of other new things as well. So we also have a new office. Some of you will remember that we used to be in a building that used to be a fire hall near downtown. We actually sold that building and we are now in the Urban Center Plaza, right where POTS is located. POTS is not the reason we moved into that building, but it's certainly really nice to have them there. And of course, there's yours truly, the new executive director, Colin. I know that some people have joined since I did my little introduction at the beginning. But again, I'm Colin, Executive Director of the Chamber of Commerce. So our hope today is that you'll get to know me a little bit better, the Chamber, and the rest of my team who are going to be chatting as well in a few minutes. So for those who don't know, I got hired in March of last year, and I came from the Francophone Chamber of Commerce. And yes, there is one in Alberta. But I'm someone who's worked a little bit all over the place and born and raised in Edmonton, but I have traveled the world. I did since come back to Alberta about 10 years ago. And in that time, I've worked for the federal government. I've worked in academia. I am myself someone who is an entrepreneur. I've launched a business. I've worked in nonprofits, in finance, a little bit all over the place. So I was really excited about the opportunity to join the Chamber and to get to know Alberta's industrial heartland. And so we have a lot of new things. It's not just me who's new. We also have a new board, some who are on the call today, and we're glad that they're here. So we have a new executive team. So our president has now changed. I know many of you know Melissa. She's still around, don't worry. But Wade Robichaud is our new president. We also have Gerald, our vice president, and Tamara, our treasurer, who is also on the call. So we even have new staff. So as you can see, I'm not kidding when I say we have a very new face to the organization. But with that, we also introduce lots of new perks and benefits, which we're going to talk about very soon. And we're actually going to be showing it to you on our website. And not only are we, the Chamber team, new, but we also have a lot of new members, some who are here today trying to find out, okay, what am I getting from my membership, right? So we're growing really fast, which we'll touch on a little bit later. But we also have new events that we're going to talk about. So look for different ways to engage with us that you're going to get to know today, the team. We have lots of networking opportunities, which I'm very excited about. But we also have new tools and resources, and I think that's what a lot of you are here for, right? So we have an app that we're on, right, which Peyton is going to talk a little bit about later, the Chamber Perks app. And of course, to put a bow on all of this, we have a new website, which we just launched on Friday, which you see before you on the screen that's being shared, which we're going to feature a little bit today. So given all this newness, we are entering 2026 with a lot of excitement, a lot of optimism and confidence, and a renewed focus on networking and engagement, hence hosting this webinar to kick off the new year. As mentioned, we are growing fast, and we also turn the corner financially as an organization. So our refreshed look is going to be touched on again a little later, but we also took the opportunity to refresh our membership offering, which is again the theme of the webinar today. So after many, many years, the board made the decision to actually increase our member dues to keep up with inflation, but also to better reflect our increased value proposition, which we're presenting today. Our very highest tiers were most affected, with only a slight increase for the standard membership and lower tiers, which most members have. Now, something I'd like to highlight about membership off the top, which I think is important, and this is coming from someone who is also an entrepreneur. Chamber membership is all about what you put into it yourself. Treat it like a gym membership. And some of you on the call were in my office and you heard me say that. You get out of it what you put in. So though we're going to discuss all these available perks and benefits that are at your disposal, they are there for you to utilize. So help us help you. Though we are a small team, we work incredibly hard to give you tools to boost your business, but we can't make you use these tools unless you first give yourselves that chance. We create opportunity, such as with our events, but our members who engage with us and these opportunities are the ones who derive the most from their membership. So let's shift things over now to the more practical stuff. What does a chamber actually do? Well, we aspire to do a great many things for businesses. Aspire here being an acronym for how we help you. And you'll now see on your screen what Aspire spells out. So a Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit organization of business professionals who promote and represent the interests of their local business community. That is the core mission of a Chamber of Commerce. It's the official voice of the business community in which they are located. So at the beginning of Aspire, you see Advocacy. That's how chambers were actually born, is to advocate and to lobby, especially to government and other various stakeholders. We have, for example, a direct line and many meetings with all your local elected officials. Just last week, we had our MLA, Jackie Armstrong-Homeniuk, in our office. I've also had regular meetings and chats with Mayor Lisa and our Member of Parliament, Garnet Genus. For the election season we just had at the municipal level last year, not only did we organize the political forum, but we heavily engaged with local candidates running for office and provided them with an information package on what you, the business community, pointed out as important topics of discussion and issues to tackle, such as inflation, crime, cost of living, etc., etc. In October, as an example, I was in Toronto representing our region for the National Assembly of Canada's entire business community, with high-level government officials present. And I even spoke with Minister Mélanie Joly about our region, the industrial heartland. As an example of this advocacy in action, I also put forward an amendment on the floor in the Grand Assembly with all the chambers of commerce present to have hydrogen inserted in an official policy on energy, which was being debated and which was voted on and ratified, to then be presented as official sanctioned policy of Canada's business community for the federal government to act on, as it relates, for example, to trade corridors. This is because ATCO had just joined our chamber as a member and had invested a lot into hydrogen. And we did this in part for them, but other local companies involved in hydrogen in our region. Now, there are plenty more examples, but that's a very high level way that we work on advocacy, and it's nice and all. But what about you and your business here in the community? How can we actually help you? Well, for that, I'll pass it over to Will, who is going to talk for the next segment on the next section, which is savings, and probably because you also need a break from hearing me talk. So Will, you go right ahead.
Hi, everybody. Like Colin said, I'm Will. I'm the administrator here at the Chamber. So if you've just joined or if you've been getting emails about paying your renewal invoices or anything, that would be me. So if you have any questions after this meeting concludes regarding payment, regarding your account, regarding anything related to any of the administration we do here at the Chamber, that would be through me. So I will give you an idea of what some of those things might be by showing off some of the perks and resources that we have listed on our website. So you may have seen, if you want to refer to this later, under the membership tab, we have all of this laid out nicely in kind of a abstract format. So I'll just highlight some of the primary examples here. So Chambers Plan Insurance is one of the main savings offers that the chamber has and that all chambers have. So it's a group benefits plan, health insurance, dental. It's kind of a standard employment insurance plan that Chamber of Commerce can offer to their members. And with all of these offerings, there's more details in these subpages. So I would encourage you to find the time to click through this website, to click through to find some of the more detailed information about any of this. So that would be one of the first examples, the Chambers Plan Insurance. There's also HR Covered, which in a similar vein offers human resources to our members. So if you're, a smaller team and you want to hire somebody, maybe you need to fire somebody, any HR related services that you maybe don't have like a dedicated department for, this would be something you can access through the chamber and receive a discount for through the chamber. Same goes for FutureFocus, which similarly to the previous two, you would receive a discount through us. And this is more along the lines of education training for your employees or for yourself if you're maybe a sole proprietor. We also have some discounts on some promotional services, which we would offer to anybody in the community, but at a discounted rate specifically for members. So the ribbon cutting package would be included in your membership if you're already a member. And this includes, some social media posts, some mass communications. We would include it in our newsletter. We would send out some invitations to, municipal officials in Fort Saskatchewan or Lamont or wherever it might be. So that would be a really good discount because each one of those services I just listed are available to non-members for a cost. So that would be one. Another significant one is the message of understanding that we have with our own building where the chamber is located. We have lots of empty office space right next door to us, and the building has allowed us to offer our members 2 months of free rent, followed by a discount rate at $300 per month on these offices. They are kind of individual offices. I think they're about 9 by 9 feet, so enough for a desk and a little setup for if you're maybe you're a home-based business, but you want to set an administrator up in an office. That's a great option. One of the key discounts you receive as a chamber member is discounted rates to exhibit at events and attend events as an attendee. So say you're coming to a member mixer, that's a cheaper ticket. Say you're coming to a job fair and you'd like to exhibit, like our upcoming job fair, that's a cheaper option as well. I believe it's 20% off. If you want more specific information about all the savings, that is a tab here, which will take you to some of the more detailed discounts that you have access to through Alberta Chamber of Commerce. We are your local Chamber of Commerce, but as an Alberta Chamber, you would also have access to some pretty good discounts here, up to 55% off on Purelator. I think there's some gas discounts in here, if I'm not mistaken, through Petro-Canada. So each of these things, you on a case-by-case basis through the website. That would just be under savings. Another thing I would mention is we do have a job board. I know if you've ever tried to list on Indeed or anything, that sometimes, to really get candidates to really have your listing show up with any kind of priority, you do have to pay. But through our job portal as a member, you will get some good visibility through your listings, as well as any of the other offerings I've kind of outlined here. I will also kind of mention, just to tee up Peyton here, who will be talking about some promotion, that you do have the opportunity, and I would encourage you to offer discounts to one another. We do host a member-to-member discount program where we will be cataloging and promoting discounts that any of the members can offer for each other. So earlier today, I was looking through some of the expired member-to-member discounts that we've had in the past. And, it's things like if you're a chamber member, you get 10% off at Anytime Fitness, or once upon a time, you could get 15% off at McDonald's if you proved you were a chamber member. So I will now pass it over to Peyton, who will kind of touch on that a little bit more and explain how you can take advantage of that.
I'm Peyton. I am the digital marketing coordinator, and I'm going to go over some of the promotional opportunities you have with your membership. So first things first, on our website, all of our members get listed on our online business directory. I think Will's going to show you what that looks like on our website here. So when you do become a member, you have to fill out your directory information. So this can include your business name, all your contact information, where you're located. It can have links to your website as well as your social media. Another good thing to add is an About Us description, let people know who you are. And you can also add in images. So obviously, the more information you provide on that directory, the better it will be for you. But we actually have insights to see on our end how many views your directory page gets, or how many displays it gets in the search engine results. So it's kind of good insight to see actually how much traffic your directory page gets. Going off of that, on our homepage of our website, if you are a Grow, Thrive, or Visionary member, you have your logo displayed on our website's homepage. As you can see, Will showing you there, all of those a little bit higher tier members have the logos on our website. And then another super fun feature with our new website is that we actually offer advertising space. So we have 2 locations on our homepage. One is at the very top, as you can see on the screen there, and then another one is a little bit further down. So with this comes really flexible advertising options with exclusive discounted rates for chamber members. So if you are a chamber member, you can get this advertising on our homepage for $85 for 1 month, $230 for 3 months, or $850 for the full year. Obviously, this is going to be a really high visibility placement, putting your brand in front of members, visitors, and the local business community, which is going to help increase awareness and drive traffic to your business. Moving on from our website, this is when I'm going to introduce the Chamber Perks app. So this is a chamber member exclusive app, and it has over 20,000 businesses on the app in total, and there are over 75 chambers that also use this as well. So essentially, this app is a free to download app. Anyone can download this app, and it gives you access to local as well as Canada-wide perks. So just being a member with the chamber means that you're going to get put on the directory on our app. So similar to the website, the app has a directory where your information is going to be there for anybody with the app to see. Currently, your profiles will contain the basic information, but you have the ability to download the app and actually control what your profile looks like on the directory. So in order to get access to that dashboard, which is going to give you access to, manage your profile, once you've downloaded and logged into the app, this is where you're going to be able to access your member dashboard, where you can control your profile. And the thing with this to remember is that in order to get access to the member dashboard, you'll need to request login credentials from us. It's super easy, straight on the app. All you need to do is request, and then we'll email them your way, and then you'll have full control of your app. So on top of being able to update and manage your own profile, you're also going to be able to add perks. And this is kind of where that member-to-member discount might come in. So perks are essentially those discounts or incentives that you can offer to anyone on the app, members only, or you could even set up perks for your employees for your company. Typically, perks, can be $1 off, 1% off, but they can really be anything you want, and you can get as creative as you want. They're super flexible. You can choose, what perk is offered. You can choose who it is offered to, like I said, member or anybody. You can choose when it's offered, how it's offered, and they're super easy to create all within that dashboard. That said, the perks that you make, they can be limited to chamber members, but they could also be available to just anybody with that app. So you have the option to offer that member-to-member discount, or you have the option to kind of, showcase your business to a much broader, scope of people using this app, because this app is Canada-wide. So anybody with this app, regardless of where you are located, it's not specific to our chamber. So although you do get, access to the local discounts here and the discounts through our chamber, you can also go to different cities and also access their perks. So if you go down the road to, Sherwood Park, Edmonton, you're going to be able to see who is on the app with those chambers. You're going to be able to access those perks and maybe also redeem them if they're available to everyone. And on top of this can go as far as if you go to Ontario. And then obviously vice versa. This means that people coming to Fort Saskatchewan and the surrounding area are going to have access to your business and your perks. And so essentially you don't need to add perks to download the apps. You can just take advantage of those perks that are offered. But if you have any troubles logging into your dashboard or, setting up perks, setting up your profile, just reach out and I'll be able to help you with that. Another thing that's cool that is offered with the app is another 2 promotional opportunities. So we have what's called a featured member. Essentially, this is going to be $300 a year. And what it's going to do is it's going to give you access to up to 4 interchangeable banners on your profile. So like I said, your profile is fairly basic, but if you upgrade to a featured member, then you're going to be able to spice up your profile a little bit, and you're going to be able to add, banners to your profile. And this could be whether it's just to showcase your business better. Maybe you have an event going on that you want to put on the banner, or different offers or specials that your business has running. Essentially, being a featured member just is going to help your business stand out on that app directory. And then lastly, the app also offers category banners, which is priced at $1,000 for a year. But what this does for you is it allows you to have a banner on the full category. So you kind of own the category, and you're going to be able to put whatever you want on that banner, and you're going to represent that category as a whole. And these banners are going to be flexible. You can change them as many times as you want. And yeah, obviously it's just a really good opportunity for you to display your business within that category. And as you can see, Will has put the QR code for the app on screen. So if you want to download the app, it's there to do so. Moving on from the app, we go into sponsorships a little bit. So we have year-round events that you can sponsor and gain a lot of great exposure. When you sponsor an event, obviously depending on the tier of sponsorships and the events, there are tons of benefits that you can gain. These could include radio and newspaper advertisements, a feature on our social media content, direct representation at the event. One fun thing we do too is if you sponsor a farmer's market, then we do what's called market bucks. So this is kind of a fun way to give to your community, and you can give out market bucks, and the market goers can take this and use it to spend at the market. Obviously, like I said, these benefits are going to vary depending on your level of sponsorship and the event. But if you're interested in sponsoring anything, you can let us know and we can help find the right opportunity for your business. Moving on to email. So as a Thrive, Grow, or Visionary member, your logo will get showcased on the bottom of our newsletter. These are currently monthly, but we are looking to increase their frequency. Additionally, we offer e-blasts. which are email communications that get sent out to over 1,000 contacts. If you're a Grow member, you receive 1 free e-blast. If you were a Thrive member, you receive 2 free e-blasts. And if you were a Visionary member, you receive 4 free e-blasts. That being said, obviously, if you go over this amount, or any member whatsoever could send out an e-blast at a cost of $50. And then lastly, I just want to highlight our Chamber magazine. You may have heard about it. It's a freely distributed print business magazine. And currently our 2025 magazine is in the process of being finalized. So if you are a member, you actually are going to be featured in that magazine in the directory. But beyond the directory, Chamber members also have the opportunity to place ads in the magazine. So obviously, since last year's edition is kind of in its last steps of being finalized, that opportunity has kind of passed. But if this sounds like something that you're interested in doing, maybe make a note of it. Keep an eye out for those communications that will come out about the 2026 magazine sometime next fall. And then you can get into this year's edition coming out next year. But yeah, that's kind of the majority of what we have going on for promotions.
I think that means it's my turn. Hello, everyone. My name is Tanya Shuchuk. I am the Senior Events Coordinator. I'm not sure if that's because I'm old or if I've been around for a little while or the longest. But I have been employed with the Chamber coming up on 2 years. Previous to that, I was a board member with our Chamber, so I have been around for a little while. I get to talk about the good stuff, the fun stuff. As a Chamber, we really believe that it's all about relationships and connection, not only between the Chamber and yourselves, but strong business relationships that you can build with each other. How we try and do that is by having a variety of events throughout the year, allowing you to network with other businesses and people in our region. For example, we have webinars and lunch and learns like today, member mixers like the one we had this past weekend at the Canadian Brew House with the Edmonton Oilers Foundation, or previously the mixer we had at ATCO to highlight their hydrogen facility. Both of these events were very well attended, with over probably 60 attendees at both. Lots of great networking that was happening at both of those events. Our signature events like the Farmers Market, see thousands of people attending. What a great opportunity to get your business name out in the public. Or our AGM and Business Awards, where you can rub shoulders with some of the other businesses and dignitaries in our region. This is what we currently have upcoming. We have a webinar on February 12th that's put on by the federal government on procurement. So learning how to do business with the government, which is sometimes a struggle. So that can be a really good one. We have a lunch and learn coming up in Lamont. That's on February 19th, AI in the Heartland. So that one will have a good lunch and meeting. On April 10th, we have the Mayor's Luncheon, where she will have her State of the City address, which is always informative, especially this year with new mayor and council. As well in April, on the 17th, we have our Chamber Career and Hiring Expo. So if you are looking to hire any staff, this is a great place for you to get a booth. Not last spring, maybe the spring before, we've seen over 800 people come through this event looking for work. So if you are looking for any staff whatsoever, this is a great event to attend. As well, we will have, if you just have one job, for example, we will have a job board that you could post the job with us as well for that event. April 18th will be our kickoff to our farmers market season, having a one-day spring farmers market at the Dow. Then our outdoor market starts in June on Thursdays, starting on June 4th. As Peyton had mentioned, weekly sponsorship opportunities where you can showcase your business to our local community. October gets to be a really busy month with Small Business Week events and our AGM and Business Awards. November, our annual Christmas marketplace, and usually the first week in December, our Santa Claus parade. And on top of that, coming back in 2027 is our revamped trade show. Any of these events you can sponsor, volunteer, or just attend, giving you an opportunity to network and showcase your business. That was a big list, which you can see on our calendar on the website at all times. As a member, you can also post your own events on our calendar, so we can do that for you. These events take a lot of planning. We want our members' opinions and your involvement. We do have a variety of committees that would allow you to do that. So we do have a trade show revamp committee, a business awards committee, a Santa Claus parade committee. If you're passionate about empowering women in our region, we have a women in business committee. If advocacy is your thing, we have a policy committee. Strategic planning, we have a governance committee. So any of those things, if they catch your eye or it's something you want to be involved in, again, really great networking opportunities and to be involved in our region. You know, as a chamber, and again, I've been here around for 4 years, we are your biggest cheerleaders. We want you to succeed. But by getting out to some, as Colin said in the beginning, you have to get involved. Getting out to some events in our region, getting involved in a committee, think of how many more cheerleaders you could have on your team. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Peyton, Will, and Tanya for that. I am so thankful and grateful that I have such an amazing team behind me who kind of, you know, they're the ones that make the machine run, and it's running very well. So I am an incredibly grateful executive director. So the last section of Aspire, if Will, you want to just kind of go back to that Aspire section, we'll talk a little bit about education. Now, as a Chamber of Commerce, we also ensure that our members stay informed on relevant business issues and topics, which could affect the business community, either locally or at a macro level on the national and international stage. So a lot of what was mentioned today, either by myself or my colleagues, can fall into education because we act as a connector to business development resources, right? Though we're considered a small Chamber of Commerce with a small team, we happen to be part of the largest business community of Canada, the Chamber Network. We'll therefore often share via our newsletter or sometimes e-blasts information and analysis from the Alberta Chambers of Commerce or the Canadian Chamber of Commerce, who have experts and dedicated teams to policy and newsworthy items. Fun fact, if you are part of our member network, you're automatically part of this greater network that is throughout Canada, which is actually one of the largest business networks in the world. And so you're not alone, because it's very tough to start a business, and sometimes it might feel like that. And again, I'm speaking from experience here, but when you're part of the Chamber network, you're part of a network of thousands of professionals, some that are local or some that are maybe further away, but there's so many tools and resources out there for you to help get educated about either the business community or on just how to start and run a business. So we do seek to offer regular targeted webinars such as this one. And Tanya, I think, mentioned the next one as well that we have next month with the federal government. But we also had a webinar, for example, last year, tips and tricks when it comes to doing your taxes as a small or medium business, right? So we're trying to help you run your businesses, but we also are just an information provider when it comes to anything business related. And we also look to organize workshops with you, our members, who may have something to give back. Do you feel like you have something our network can benefit from? Contact us, work with us. We want to hear from you. Will mentioned the member-to-member discount program. So some of our members offer their services or their product at a discount to the rest of our member network, right? And this is something that we encourage. So finally, when talking about education, it doesn't always mean a formal event like a webinar. We also have a spare boardroom, which can be utilized for educational purposes, which members can use and in fact have used for workshops, for presentations, for meetings. If you want to see it, come check it out. Come visit us. We have an open door policy. We'd love to meet with you. We actually love it when members come and visit our office, and we have a Keurig machine so we can make you coffee. So if you want to be part of this amazing network and this, and like Tanya said, have these cheerleaders behind you helping you out, it's pretty easy to join. And so I'm going to kind of pass it back over to Will, who's our administrator. And as he mentioned at the top of his presentation, you might hear from him whenever it comes to, invoicing or member-related administrative tasks. Will's going to kind of explain what it's like to be, to join the chamber, because I know that some people on the call are curious about maybe joining. So Will, why don't you go ahead and show everyone how to go through those steps?
So to join the chamber, there are kind of two pathways. The first and probably most relevant for this call is you'd like to join the chamber and you've been a member previously. So if you've never previously been a member, you would right on the home page of our website, click Join Now and fill out the application. So every field that has an asterisk beside it is a mandatory field for you to fill out. It's all fairly basic information: your company name, your phone number, a physical as well as a billing address. This information is information that will appear on your directory page. So some businesses, put kind of a scant description or no description at all at first and then build it out after they've already applied. That's fine. I'll show you how to manage that yourself after you've already joined as well. Some business keywords. So these would be, if someone is searching whatever doors and windows, maybe that's what you would put in here if you're a renovator. You can pick your category for our online directory, so you'll have kind of control of where you'll be appearing on the website. Just your contact information. And then this is, I would say, one of the more overlooked aspects of the membership, which is that as a member, you receive an account with our CRM, Chamber Master. And through this account, you can do quite a few things. So you, in the process of applying, will create that account, log in, it'll be your email password, it'll be whatever you like. And then you will, pick your package. There is some more information under the membership tab about what these packages entail. And then you can either pay right away or request an invoice. But after you've done that, you will kind of appear here. And this is where you'll be able to interact with the chamber. If you are currently a member and you're not quite sure how to do this, or maybe you joined, years and years ago and you don't have your login information anymore, let me know. It's extremely easy for me to send you a password reset link. Or if any of these forms give you trouble, you can just email me personally, william@forteschamber.com, the information that you want to appear on your account, and I can do it manually. But through here, you can see all your invoices. So this is just like a kind of dummy company example. You can pay your invoices. They'll appear here. You can interact with other members. So our member Lena, she's been posting events on our events calendar. She submits them through here, which you would do under events. You can, submit an event for approval first. It'll appear on our events calendar. Same goes for a variety of the other things we've discussed. So, say you have like a holiday season discount you're giving out or some kind of deal, you can post that to the general public under hot deals. It'll appear on our website. Or if you want to do a more exclusive discount for only other members, you can do it here, as well as I previously mentioned, job postings. So this is kind of your portal to interact with us on an administrative level, but also each other if you like. So yeah, if any of you are interested in kind of establishing this account or getting back into it, if you've lost access, please do reach out to me. I would highly encourage it. And that's kind of it.
Great. Well, thank you, William, and thank you to everyone else who chipped in to talk a little bit about what it's like to be a member of the Chamber and what kind of tools are at your disposal. We are a little bit of ahead of schedule, which is fine. I just want to make sure that I give everyone the opportunity to ask questions about anything that we showed or spoke about today. The chat should be in the bottom right of your screen if you just want to click on that. If you have a question, you can just do a little shout out. You can also raise your hand. I believe that it is now you're now able to unmute your microphone. So if there's anyone that would like to ask a question, just please let us know. Now's your chance. Just be mindful again, this session is being recorded. And you're also welcome to reach out to us afterwards if you want something that's maybe a little bit more specific to you. So Tamara, who, by the way, is on our board and who some of you might know from being an executive director of the Chamber a few years ago. Sorry, Tamara, I'm putting all your stuff out on the streets here, but go ahead, Tamara, unmute your mic and let us know your question.
Thanks, Colin. Great presentation today, everybody. I really appreciated everything you had to say. And I shouldn't say it, I'm trying to get that actually out of my vocabulary. I learned something new today, so thank you for that. I do have a question in regards to the approval process for the events. Do we know how long that takes? Is it automatic? Like, can you tell me about the process?
Sure, so yeah, it is not, oh, sorry, go ahead, William.
We'll get a notification if someone submits an event. We would read it over. If it's something that we would clearly allow, we'd approve it right away. I would send letting you know that it's been approved, but yeah, it is not automatic. They have to be approved manually by us, but we get notified instantaneously once you press submit.
Yeah, and just to add to what William said, we encourage members to submit events. We want people to come to our events calendar regularly and see what's happening in the area, because obviously we're a small team. There's only so many events we can organize. But if there's a lot of cool events that our members are organizing, we'd love to have those in our calendar as well. And not everything would get approved necessarily, but most events will. We're just going to take a look at it, have a discussion, and then yes, as Will said, we would confirm for you if it's in the calendar. So hopefully that answers your question, Tamara. Great. So Anka, who is also one of our board members, please go ahead.
Yes, I apologize for the noise today. I'm on site on the work site. My question is the app, the Chamber Talk app. Do you have any numbers of how many people are actually on this app?
Yes, Peyton, if you don't mind, I'll answer that. So Peyton did mention it during the presentation. There's about 20,000 plus members that are on this, or sorry, businesses that are on this app. But this is very new for us as a chamber. We don't have a lot of people utilizing it right now because it's brand new. We just signed on to it in the fall. But every member of our chamber is technically on the app, right? So if you are a member of our chamber, your information is there because everything in the app is tied to our website and directory. So our hope is that now that it's kind of public, now that we've spoken about it and we're promoting it, that more and more members start to use it, because we feel that it's good for us to give options to our network on having different ways to engage with us. Not everyone wants to go to a website, right? Some people prefer to do it on their phone. Now they have that option. The app is optional. So if you're not really into apps, that's fine. You don't have to download it, but your information is on there. So hopefully that answers your question.
Thank you very much, and very good presentation from all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I don't see anything in the chat. I don't see any hands up. Oh, Tamara, okay. You get to have another question. Sure, why not? Go ahead, Tamara.
Sorry, I see, unless I'm taking up time, I did have another question about your e-blasts. Yes. What a great way of marketing. What my question is around, how many would the chamber be putting out on a weekly basis? Because at the moment, I like the pace of the messages that are coming in. I'm not feeling inundated and I'm finding them to be useful. But if that turned into e-blasts every day, I might not enjoy being spammed. So I'm curious if there's a policy in place.
We do not have a policy in place for the amount because we don't really need one at the moment. If it were the case that we had a request for e-blasts coming in every week, that's something we would take a look at. It is very clear that we don't want to spam all of you when we send out our newsletter and our e-blasts, right? So we are mindful of it, but we don't feel it's been at a point where that's a concern of ours. We obviously do try to space it out. Sometimes there's a week where we did get a couple people reach out and we're like, if it's okay with you, we're just going to send yours out next week. It's honestly just a case-by-case basis, which actually was the case this week. We actually had a few things we're sending out. We have an e-blast from one of our members that's going to go out next week and another one the week after. So we do our best to space it out, but it's more like as it comes in. So do you want to follow up with that, or does that answer your question?
Sorry, I'm missing a mouse. That answers the question, though I did a follow-up. Just how much are the e-blasts? I can't remember if Peyton mentioned
So we reserve e-blasts strictly for members. And unless you are one of the higher tiered members, because the higher tiered ones do get some complimentary ones, that is Grow, Thrive, and Visionary. It is available to other members, but it's $50, which in my opinion is incredibly affordable for the amount of people that get to receive it. Obviously, not everyone opens them, right? We can't guarantee people open them, but we are able to track how many do. We do have those analytics. So it's one of the most cost-effective ways for you to get the message out to your local community. And we do prefer receiving PDFs rather than like a big written email. We find that that has better feedback. So do you want to follow up on that, Tamara, or does that answer? Okay, great. Penny, I see your hand is up. Go ahead, Penny, unmute your microphone.
Hi, I'm just curious about business luncheons. Maybe I missed the comments around that, but are you having monthly business luncheons hosting?
Tanya, do you want to maybe talk about our mixers there?
So I know in the past, like previous when I was on the board, we used to have a monthly or every second month that we would do luncheons. We are not having those scheduled luncheons any longer. It's something different really every month. Sometimes it'll be an after work mixer. Sometimes it'll be a lunch. Sometimes it'll be a breakfast. So, but not the traditional scheduled luncheons like we've had in the past.
Does that answer your question, Penny?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, perfect. So I see a question in the chat from Michael, who also is on our board. I don't know if they're okay with me shouting that out, but in any case, how many members do we have? So at the moment, we have 325 members in our chamber, and we are growing very fast, which is very encouraging for not only the chamber itself, but for the business community of Fort Saskatchewan. I think it was just released recently, a report that Alberta is once again going to lead the country in economic growth. Obviously, our region is a very economically viable one. So as a chamber that's obviously at the core of all that, we're happy to see that we're growing very fast. And then how many constituents do we represent? I wish I had a map available that I could share with all of you, but we do represent quite a large area because we are everything surrounding Fort Saskatchewan. We are also part of Sturgeon County, part of Strathcona County, and the entire Lamont County Regional. And so we have, for example, Bruderheim, Josephburg, Gibbons, and of course Lamont that are in our region. And what is the approximate monthly traffic to our website? Sorry, Michael, I don't have that information handy, but I do know that we do have regular visits to our website that ranges in the tens of thousands. So if you are interested as a business who is in our directory and you want to know how much traffic we're getting to your website or that are looking at your directory, we can let you know that information. So just reach out to myself or William and we can let you know. Oh, Michael, you raised your hand. Do you want to follow up on that?
Yeah, so I'm asking both as a business member and also as a board member wanting to promote and sell the chamber. So these are some things that I would want to lead with if I'm approaching somebody that I want to introduce as a member. Like this is how members we currently have. This is who you may be, and then talk about the member to member discounts we went through. This is how many constituents the chamber recommends. This is your potential reach. And then also the foot traffic in case they want to advertise and so on.
Yes, I do actually bring that up when members are in my office. I actually do chat about that. Yes. Okay. So we have about 8 minutes left, and we still have some people on the call. Oh, Gerald. Okay, another board member. Go ahead, Gerald. Just unmute your mic, please. It's in the bottom middle of your screen. I don't know if I can unmute you. You'll have to do it yourself. Yeah, unfortunately, Gerald, I can't unmute you. So if you can always write it in the chat if you have a question, and we'll get to it. Does anyone else have a question or a hand raised? No? Okay. So in any case, I'm going to take the opportunity to then close out the question period and just thank everyone who joined us for the call today. We had a good amount, and we're very thankful that we had this opportunity to engage with the network. As you can see, there is a lot that a chamber can do for the network, and we're happy to be there for you as cheerleaders, as Tanya mentioned. This is by no means the last time we're going to engage with you and speak with you in this format. Look for more webinars to come your way. We're going to have one next month on the procurement with the federal government. But come to one of our member mixers. We have a lot of them. Our new website is live. Go ahead and check it out. And if you have any questions about membership, please reach out. Come and speak to us. Come visit our office. We're more than happy to help you out. This has been a real pleasure on behalf of myself, my team, and our board of directors who came out in force today. Thank you for being here. I'm going to stop the recording and then we'll end the call. But I hope everyone has a lovely rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.